folds can help improve digestion, reduce fatigue, and may help lower high blood pressure. Restorative forward folds are calming to the automatic nervous system and can help bring down the energy in the body. It's important in forward folds to have your head supported and to place your arms down on the ground or your mat and not reach or pull with your hands. Forward folds can be tricky in this restorative practice if you have tight hamstrings, tight hip flexors, maybe a tight lower back. Also, a posterior tilted pelvis can make this position a little tricky. So you'll want to play around with different variations and find the one that works for you and that you can hold for several minutes. Once you're in this pose, you'll feel a slight stretch in your lower back as well as your hamstrings and your adductors. Always consult a doctor before beginning any type of yoga practice, and you'll want to avoid this pose if you have any issues with sciatica, SI joint dysfunction, hamstring injury, or you're pregnant. So to start off in this pose, you'll want to have your legs out wide as comfortable for you for several minutes. You may want to play around with rolling up a blanket or placing a pillow underneath your knees in order to add more support and to avoid locking out your knees. You may also want to practice with sitting up, maybe on a blanket. It may help tilt your pelvis forward. And once your legs are spread out wide, you'll just relax your feet. You don't need to flex them or point them. You want to have a combination of bolsters and blankets in order to find the right height for you. But start by placing your bolster in between your legs, and maybe a combination of blankets. When you're folding forward, you'll want to make sure that you're sitting up tall and hinging from the hips. And once you're down towards your props, you can have a slight rounding in your upper back. You want to avoid any rounding in the middle or lower back. It may be helpful to sit up tall, placing your hands on your hips, and then hinging from the hips towards your props. You can place your forehead down on your props. You can stack your palms and place your forehead on top of them, or your left or right ear. And then once your head is comfortable, simply place your hands down towards the ground or towards your mat. In coming out of this pose, you'll want to do so slowly and with intention. Simply lift your head away from your bolsters, and then with a flat back, you'll want to sit up and spend a moment here adjusting from this pose. I'll show you a different variation with a chair. So a folding chair is nice because it's light and it's easy to place in between your legs. So set your chair up in between your legs, sitting up tall, hinging from the hips down towards the chair. Once you're set up in the pose, you'll want to maybe start off with a cleansing breath. Inhale through the nose, out through the mouth, in order to signal to the body that you're in the pose and you're ready to relax. Then you'll start on your rhythmic breathing. And stay in this pose as long as comfortable for you. It may be, average time may be about 3 to 5 minutes.